Welcome to the channel. Today we'll be recovering what happened in the latest chapter of JJK. Let's not talk too much and let's jump in. We start the chapter with Todo entering with a weird thing on his hand. Then we see that Todo had replaced his left arm with a vibra-slap. A precision instrument striking the ball causes the metal teeth within the wooden box to oscillate wildly, producing a characteristic sound. The activation condition for his curse technique from clapping to collision between the wooden box and the metal teeth of the vibra-slap, this now allows him to activate his swapping technique about 50 times in 1 second. Then Yuji, Seizumi, Sukuna, and Todo are swapping again and again like roulette. For those who don't know what roulette is, it's a gambling game in which a ball is dropped onto a revolving wheel with numbered compartments. The players betting on the number at which the ball comes to rest. Then when she's Sukuna going for a punch, then Todo switches with him. Then we see Yuji hitting that famous pose.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Unfortunately, it's not a black flash.
Oh, no! No!
Then we see them both double tap Sukuna. Then Sukuna, while getting clapped, starts to understand Todo's technique. He says, by imposing a binding vow onto himself, limiting the amount of swaps in proportion to the oscillations of the vibra-slap, his ability to have multiple targets, along with his effective range, was expanded. After fine-tuning his technique with Okatsu's help at the Lake Gojo colony, Todo proceeded to successfully retrieve his allies who were trapped within Malevolent Shrine. Then Sukuna starts praising Todo and being a hater to Yuji. He says, none match his egocentricity. Among the sorcerers, he's surely the peskiest, I must admit. He appeared exactly when I least wanted him to. Then Todo jumps from the top of the building and switches with Sukuna, but Sukuna just airwalked that shit like Michael Jackson. Then Yuji throws a rock infused with cursed energy, and Todo quickly switches Yuji with the rock, and Yuji gives Sukuna the carpet treatment. Then Sukuna had enough and catches him with his face and trays to throw him. But Big Bro Todo won't let that happen, and he quickly switches Yuji with a rock, and from there they start to show him how they deal with curses. Then we see all three in the same circle. We see Yuji giving out that black force energy. Then Sukuna says, he can swap as much or as little as he'd like, all with one tap. The fact that he can regulate it at will makes adapting to boogie-woogie essentially impossible, and yet. There is one single instance where I can definitively read his timing. Then Sukuna understood that Todo starts switching when Yuji's focus is at his highest. Then Sukuna says he's going for it and he says that he will strike. But then he sees one of me. I me's crows and thinks that Todo will swap with the bird and goes to kick the bird. But Todo didn't switch. It was just a trap. And we see Yuji hitting that pose. Yes, it finally here. Yuji hits another black flash. Sukuna is just getting humiliated and nothing more. Then Sukuna says, he didn't swap. And then Todo says 3 whole layer of deception. This proves that Todo really got that 5,000 IQ. Then Yuji hits the black flash and grabs Sukuna's heart. But then we see Sukuna trying to activate his domain. I mean, come on. How much cursed energy does he have left? Then it says Sukuna's incredible efficiency meant that despite his cursed energy levels dropping to that of Okotsu Yuta if he were to recover his burnt-out technique, he would be able to utilize domain expansion as many times as needed. Then, as he started to activate his domain, he sees a shadow as he saw a vision of a man who he had buried with his own hands, the spirit of the strongest. That's all for this chapter. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you will know what happens in the next chapter.